What's up, everybody? So recently I've been making these mega collabs where I take my top 3 videos on a specific subject, put them into a mega collab, and in this video, I have taken my top 3 videos on how to make money online and combined them together into this one mega how to make money online ultimate edition. So let me know how you like it down in the comments. And before we jump in, make sure to like and subscribe right now so you can continue to see more content like this from me. Let's get into it.
If you're stuck in a 9-to-5, just struggling through life, maybe you're living a purposeless life, or you're stuck working a purposeless job, if you're not able to live where you want, drive what you want, do what you want with who you want, if you're not able to give the way that you want to give, if you're not able to take your family on the vacations that you desire to take them on, and simply put, if you're just struggling through trying to figure out a way how to generate money online, then this is the video for you. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 easy steps that anyone can take to add an extra $10,000 per month to your top line revenue. Now, here's the thing. I have to give you a warning, okay? What I'm going to share with you in today's video is considered controversial by many people, and I'll explain why here in just a minute. But I assure you this, what I'm going to share with you in this video, it's completely morally ethical, it's completely legal, it's completely legit. And if you were to take these 3 simple steps and apply them to your life, then not only will your life become dramatically better, but everyone else around you's life will become dramatically better. If you're interested, stay tuned and let's jump right on in. So why is what I'm about to share in this video today considered controversial by so many? Because most people only think of making money through the context of trading their time for dollars. Think about this. Most people in society, the way that they make money is to go to work at their job, and if they want to make more money, then they either have to work harder or they have to work longer, right? That's trading your time and your effort for dollars. So of course, within that context, the idea of making a lot of money easily, it's like almost incomprehensible, because my only context of making money is I got to work hard for money and I have to trade time for money. But in today's video, when you take these 3 simple steps that I'm going to give you, I'm going to show you how to leverage these 3 simple steps through the power of the internet and begin to generate income, not with your time or your effort, but with your creativity. And I'm going to show you today why making a lot of money in a short amount of time is actually easier than making a little bit of money over the long period of time. Now, before we jump in and I give you these 3 steps, I want to just share a few stories with you that I know are going to encourage you, because the punchline is this. Every single one of us, we've all been on the struggle bus before. All of us have been looking for better opportunities, ways to generate more income. These few stories from some of my recent students are really going to encourage you and give you the inspiration that you need in order to go to the next level in your belief and even in your mindset of just thinking and knowing, man, this is possible and I can do it. So recently I had a student come to me about 14, almost 15 months ago now. And before he came to me, he and his wife had never made more than $50,000 combined in both of their incomes ever in their lives. Like, the most money they ever made was $50,000. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're living in America in 2024, $50,000 with that's your combined income, like you're struggling to get by, man. Like, it's okay. You're not living on the street, but you're struggling for sure. And so he comes to me and he's like, man, I really need a breakthrough. I need it. And the language he was using is, man, I need a financial breakthrough. And I said, bro, what you actually need is you need a mindset breakthrough, not just a financial breakthrough, right? So he comes to me, joins one of my programs, and here we are now just 15 months later, and this person has become a millionaire using these 3 steps that I'm going to share with you today. Story number 2, I recently had a single mother join into one of our mentorships, and she was really struggling to just raise her child on her own. And with these 3 steps I'm going to give you today, she began to apply these 3 steps and she made $9,500 in 1 single month. Think about that. If a single mother who's struggling can do it, I know you can too. And last story for today, I have a couple who joined one of my programs recently, and in 31 days, they made $20,000. All 3 of these stories have one thing in common. All 3 of them applied the 3 steps that I'm about to give to you. So before we dive into the 3 steps, I want to give you a little bit of context on how making money actually works, because you're going to need this foundation if you really want to begin to learn how to create money online. Come with me here to the board, okay? So I teach a concept to my students called the wealth pyramid, okay? And essentially what this is there are only 4 ways to make money. And yes, there are different kinds of concepts to make money, but really there's only 4 ways to generate wealth, to create money. And unfortunately, most people in culture, most people in society stay on the bottom 2 levels. And this is why so many people stay on the struggle bus. But if you really want to learn how to generate real wealth, you've got to come up here to the top 2 levels. And honestly, what I'm going to show you today, if you apply these 3 steps, you're going to be able to easily make it to the top of the wealth pyramid and generate money online, okay? So let's break this down here. What are these 4 levels to making money? I'm glad you asked, okay? Level number 1, this is where most people stay, okay? And this is the level that I call muscles, okay? What does that mean? See, most people, the way that they make money, they are trading their time for their dollar, like I just mentioned a little bit earlier, okay? In order to generate money, they actually have to use their muscles, right? They have to actually put effort. They actually have to put in time, right? These are people, and no shade by any means at all, but these are workers, right? These are mechanics. These are Starbucks workers. These are, honestly, these are the higher level of this part of the wealth pyramid is even like doctors, people who don't get paid if they don't go to work, right? So yes, you can actually make a little bit of money on this level. And if you go through a ton of schooling and all that stuff and become a doctor or a lawyer, you could be like a glorified bottom level of the wealth pyramid, to where you don't get paid unless you go to work, even though your pay is a little bit higher, maybe a couple $100K a year. But I don't know about you, but I don't want to just stop at a couple $100K a year. I know most people be like, couple $100K a year, that sounds awesome. What I'm going to show you today in this video, you're going to be able to have the potential to skyrocket way past a couple $100K a year, okay? Especially if you just simply take action on the steps I'm going to give you. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to get stuck, and this is where most of culture's at. They think, oh man, I need to go find a job. I need to go start working. I need to get some overtime, right? I need to work harder. I need to give longer hours so that I can make more money. And honestly, this is the lowest level of the wealth pyramid. This is the hardest way to generate wealth. And if you're ever actually going to build wealth, this is the slowest way possible in order to build wealth, is to trade your time and effort for money, okay? So you don't want to get stuck here, okay? You want to begin to go up the wealth pyramid. Let's go to the next level here, okay? So obviously most of culture stuck here trading their time for dollars, okay? The next level up, you can make a little bit more money. Oops. This is management, okay? And for whatever reason, most people in our society, this is like the top of their wealth pyramid, even though it's not the top of the actual wealth pyramid. This is where most people stop. They're like, man, I'm going to hopefully climb this corporate ladder. Maybe I could like become a manager one day. Maybe I can manage some people. And yes, in the context of what we're talking about here, you can make a little bit more money if you don't just trade your time for dollars, but now you manage people who trade their time for dollars. But like I said earlier, like you're a little bit of a glorified worker, right? Because if you don't show up to work as a manager, chances are you're probably not going to get paid. So what we want to do is we want to generate money online with our creativity, not with our time and our effort, but with our creativity, to the point to where you don't have to show up and you still get paid. In fact, I believe it was Warren Buffett who said it like this: if you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, then you will work until you die. I don't know about you, but I don't want to work until I die just to make a little bit of money. I want to leverage these 3 steps. I want to grow my wealth through the wealth pyramid steps. And I don't want to just be stuck as like a worker, like trying to find a job, or like maybe one day I could be a manager, right? Like I want to actually go higher and higher in my potential. Because at the end of the day, every single one of us, we're not just, and I don't know if you've thought about this before, we're not just chasing dollars, okay? We're actually chasing potential, and we're chasing time freedom. Why do we want more money? right? We want more money because we want more options. We want more freedom. We want more time with our loved ones. We want to give more. We want to be able to do more. And you can't do any of it if you're building wealth at the slowest, lowest levels of the wealth pyramid using your muscles, or hopefully one day I can become a manager, okay? So what are the higher 2 levels in the wealth pyramid, and how do we apply these levels to generate money online? Let's continue on.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the training. I wanted to take a few moments real quick to invite you to join me for my upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge, okay? This is a 5-day live virtual event where I invite entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs just like you to come spend 5 days with me and get live training on the 5 moves that anyone can take in order to scale and skyrocket their business and their revenue. Now, the best way to join is as a VIP, because VIPs get to spend an extra hour with me every single day and ask your questions live. My most successful students have all been VIPs. That's the best way to join. Listen, you don't want to miss the upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge. It's completely live. It's coming up right around the corner. Click the link down below in the description. Grab your ticket today. Now back to the training.
So like I mentioned earlier, most people are stuck below this line right here, right? Most people are stuck below the middle line. And that's how come wealth moves very slow for them. This is how come wealth seems like it's very hard to generate. But what you want to do is you want to make it up past the lower levels, and you want to start getting up here to the higher levels of the wealth pyramid. What's this level? This level I call the mouth level. What does that mean? I want you to consider something right now, okay? Singers, public speakers, musicians, right? Like entertainers, actors, comedians. All of these people are using their mouth. They're using their voice to inspire people, to bring value to people, whether it's a way to bring value in the form of comedy or the form of education, right? Or the form of inspiration or the form of just entertainment, right? If they're a singer or musician or actor. When you begin to use your voice to make money, something incredible happens. Now your voice can actually be recorded, and you can begin to bring value to people's lives in a much more incredible way than just like, I'm going to go clock in and clock out, or maybe I'm going to manage the people who clock in and clock out. Because think about this. Every single dollar that is generated online or around the world, in the marketplace, every single dollar that is generated, period, is generated according to the value that you bring to the market. Okay, so the difference here is, let's say you're at the lower level and you're just using your muscles. You're trading your time for your dollars, okay? What is the value of giving somebody, working at, say, Starbucks, again, no shade if you work there, but I'm just painting an analogy here. What's the value of working at Starbucks and handing somebody their $6 coffee? Well, it's pretty valuable to, like, wake up in the morning with coffee if that's your thing. But is that going to save somebody's life? Like, is that literally going to, transform their life in such a powerful way that they are changed forever? Like, not necessarily, right? Management, it's the same thing. Like, okay, I want to make sure all these people do their job and I'm going to manage them. Well, that's more value you bring to the market. That's why you get paid more. But is it like life-changing, type of value you bring to the market? Not necessarily. But what if you begin to use your voice at the mouth level, right? You're using your voice and you are beginning to inspire people or entertain people or educate people on a high level. Well, if you're doing it one-to-one, one song can change somebody's life. Especially if that song, like say Taylor Swift, if that song sweeps through billions of people's ears, right? One song can literally change the whole entire world, and it can change the world for a person and the world at large just by one song. What about one movie, right? Like, it's so funny. I've been married almost 20 years now, and my wife loves the movie Pride and Prejudice. I know that it's some of y'all's girls' jam to watch Pride and Prejudice. Even though we've been married 20 years, she tried to get me to watch that movie probably 100 times. I still to this day have not watched the whole entire thing. I always fall asleep because it's not my jam. But those actors on there, They're using their voice, they're using their mouth. They're at a higher level of value in the marketplace because not just my wife, any of my wife's friends, if they talk about Pride and Prejudice, they're like, oh my gosh, I love that movie, right? Like everyone's freaking out about that. Why? Because it has brought value to their lives in the form of entertainment, right? Or the same thing with comedians, or the same thing with, honestly, like politicians, right? Like they're using their voice to begin to inspire, educate, entertain people and bring value, not just one-to-one, like here's your coffee, sir, right? But now when you use your voice, you can literally impact masses of people through the internet, right? That's why I wanted to get to these levels here, because when you begin to do this, you're going to be able to easily make money. Now, I will tell you this right now, who worked harder, like physically harder? Is it the construction worker at the lower level of the pyramid here? By the way, if you work construction, no shade, I'm just painting a point here. Like, is it the guy who is, pouring concrete all day long in the summer heat for 10 hours a day? Like, that guy's working extremely hard, right? Or is it the musician who, a famous musician with famous songs who get up there and really just like kind of play, right? They're having fun and playing, and then they're getting paid way more for bringing value to everybody en masse. That's the importance of understanding the wealth pyramid, okay? Like, I want you to know this right now, before we get into these 3 steps. I want you to understand that hard work alone does not make you rich. You've got to learn how to work smarter. In our case right here, not just trading your time for dollars, but learning how to use your voice so that you can impact people en masse. Speaking of working smarter, let's go to the top level of the wealth pyramid. Check this out, okay? Up here, this is the level where you really want to get. This is a 2-for-1, okay? This is where you use your mind and your money to make money. Now, here's the crazy part. The lower you are down here on the wealth pyramid, the harder you work, but the less money you make, okay? So down here on this level, let me get my laser out here. Down here on the lowest level, you're working super hard, right? Like I just mentioned, construction workers, right? Nurses, right? Great jobs, mechanics, banging up their hands all day long, right? You're working super hard, but you're getting paid on such lower levels. Like, think about this. Like, I just took my family on vacation. We were there at the hotel, and the housekeepers, they're the hardest working people in the whole entire hotel, but they're some of the lowest paid. So you got to get this concept in your mind, like, man, it's not necessarily working hard, right? You go up a little bit higher, you can make a little bit more money, right? But you're still just trading time for dollars. You get up here and you start using your voice, and guess what? You can start making tons of money because you're bringing value to people en masse. But this level right here, using your mind and your money to make money, this is the Steve Jobs, this is the Elon Musks, right? You can make almost infinite amounts of money by just simply using your creativity and your mind. Now, here's a bonus. When you are creative, using your mind and your money to make money, and you couple that with bringing that creativity in and then using your voice to communicate the creativity, something incredible happens. You can now level up and not be stuck, just on the lower levels of the wealth pyramid. Now you can actually generate crazy amounts of wealth. Now, I needed to build this context because I want to ask you a question. What level in this process are you at right now? Okay? Let me know down here in the comments. Let me know down in the comments, what level are you at right now? By the way, there's no shame in it. Are you on the muscles level, on the management level? Are you using your voice or your mouth to make money? Or are you like starting to use your mind and you're like, dude, I'll come up with one creative idea and we'll make millions of dollars. Every single one of us are on some part of this wealth pyramid. And I want to give you the game here today because now we're moving on to the 3 steps that you can take in order to go from the bottom of the wealth pyramid to the top of the wealth pyramid. And you can do all of it by making money online this year, the easiest way possible. Let's jump on in. Let's come back to the board. Okay, so what are the 3 steps that you need to take in order to make 10K a month? Now remember what I said at the beginning of the video, right? Don't limit yourself going like, man, 10K a month, like this sounds crazy, because maybe you are at the lower level of the wealth pyramid. Maybe you are that construction worker, or you know, that school teacher, or whatever it is, and you're trading your time for dollars. So don't limit yourself by saying, man, I can't make 10K a month. Yes, you can. In fact, I help hundreds of students every single day with these 3 steps right here that I'm going to give to you. And if they apply them, just like you can, they are beginning to get financially free just like you can. Okay, so what are these 3 steps? How do they work? Let's dive right on in. What's step number 1? Okay, step number 1, you have got to choose who you want to serve. See, here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand when it comes to making money online or making money in general, a lot of people don't understand that business is simply, I see a problem in the market and I want to solve this problem. And according to the problem that you solve will be according to the level of money that you get paid. Again, the wealth pyramid, right? If you're solving small problems like, you know, flipping burgers and like giving somebody some French fries, that's cool. It's solving a temporary problem. So you're going to make small money. But if you are solving a big problem, like, man, I just want to go, you know, hear my favorite band, play my favorite songs, and I'm going to pay $3,000 to go sit in the front row. People do this all day, every single day. Like, it might not seem like a problem to you, but guys, problems are anything that are obvious, but they're also desires that we have that we want to be fulfilled. Like in the case of, I want to go see my favorite band, right? Or in the case of, I'm going to take my family to go watch this cool movie that just came out. And it's not only this family, it's, you know, 50,000 other families that weekend who are also going to see the same movie, right? Like, you have to begin to start thinking that wealth is created by solving people's problems. In fact, I need at least 10 people in the comments right now. Drop those words. Wealth is created by solving people's problems. So I want you now on this first step to begin to choose, who do you want to serve? Like, who are the people that you want to solve their problems for? Now, the easiest way to figure this out is to simply coach somebody who is where you were 5 or 10 years ago. Like, who were you 5 years ago before you became who you are today, right? Like, that kind of person should be a very obvious choice for you. Maybe you are a skater, right? Like, maybe you are cool at skateboarding. Maybe you are, I have people in my program who are seamstresses, right? And they're killing it, right? You might think like, wait, a seamstress? Yes, because there are beginner seamstresses who would love to learn from somebody who's 5, 10, 15, 20 years ahead of them in the game, and they will gladly pay somebody to solve their problem of, I want to learn how to do this, and I don't want to spend 800 hours on YouTube trying to figure it all out. Just help me here, right? Maybe you're a basketball player. Maybe you are working at Starbucks at the lower level of the wealth pyramid, but maybe you love latte art and you're like really, really, really good at it. There are people who would love to become really, really good at latte art. There are stay-at-home moms right now who are struggling, wishing that somebody could mentor them or coach them. Think about it. If you're a mom watching this right now, your first child, there were tons of things that you had no clue about that you just had to learn the hard way. Maybe now if you're 2, 3, 4, 5 kids in, right? And you have all this experience of, maybe you're a grandma who's really, really good because you've raised your own kids and now you're helping to raise your grandkids. You have all of this experience around how to help people. You could easily help new mothers. Maybe you are a car salesman who's been selling cars for 20 years, and maybe you're going like, well, all I know how to do is sell cars. Exactly. There are people who would love to learn from a veteran like you who's been doing it for 5, 10, 15 years. So the point I'm trying to make is, the easiest way to choose who you want to serve is to simply pick, who was it that I was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago? I want you to become a coach to your younger self, like the person who you used to be, what are all the things that you wish that you could have known then that you finally know now? That's one of the easiest ways to choose who you want to serve. I need at least 10 people in the comments right now to drop these words. Clarity is the secret sauce. We need clarity, man. If you don't have clarity on who you want to serve, then you're not going to know what you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, then you're not going to know how to solve those people's problems. Like, everything dominoes back from the point of choosing who you want to serve. So I want you literally to take 10 minutes today, and after you're done watching the video, I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down all the things that come easy to you, but not necessarily easy to others. For instance, maybe you've been a mechanic for 10, 12, 15 years, 3 years, whatever it is, and you're like, well, I just change oil. Like, I don't know. Bruh, I don't know how to do that. Like, don't so underestimate your skills, your experience, your potential that you write yourself off and go, I'm not good at anything. Yes, you are. Every single one of you watching this right now, you're great at something. Something comes easy to you. Maybe it's a few things, comes easy to you, but not so easy to others. That's a really, really good starting point to begin to figure out, who do I want to serve? Okay? Now you have to figure out who you want to serve, because again, clarity is the secret sauce. As soon as you figure out who you want to serve, then you can move on to step number 2. What is that? Okay? Step number 2. Now that you have chosen who you want to serve, now what you need to do is you need to put together an irresistible offer. What does that mean? An offer is something that you provide to your market in order to solve their problems. For instance, okay, what is the offer of a grocery store? Well, it's groceries. And see, you might be thinking like, well, this is, duh, exactly. That's my point. Like, well, duh, we all need groceries. That is my point. A business, which in this case is a grocery store, saw that a lot of people have a need for groceries. So guess what they did? They put together an offer saying, hey, if you want groceries, all you got to do is come here and we will gladly solve your problem by selling you groceries. There are fast food joints that are solving people's problems of like, man, I'm hungry, or I'm busy on the way to school, or I'm coming home from work, I don't have time to cook, or we want to go out for a treat with the family, whatever it is. And there are these businesses, or in our case, fast food restaurants, who are like, yo, our foods may not be the healthiest, but it's quick and it's easy. So they're solving obvious problems. What is a way that you can solve an obvious problem for the market or the people that you just chose how to serve? What's an obvious problem that that people group have? Now, you're going to know this very easily because remember, you were that person 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago when you were just starting out in that same area, right? So you want to rewind back in your head and think, what was the biggest problem I had when I was first starting out? What was the 3 things I wish I could have known when I was in that place? And then all you have to do is put together an offer, okay? You put together some kind of program, a package, a course. Remember we talked about using your mouth or your voice and using your mind to make money? Okay, you already have the knowledge up here. You already have the experience in here. All you have to do now is turn on your cell phone and record yourself solving that problem with your information. You're using your mind and your voice now, right? Your mind and your mouth at the higher level of the wealth pyramid. And what you're going to do is you're going to record education for people who are like, man, I wish I knew the best way how to do a better three-pointer if they're in basketball. I wish I knew how to flip sneakers to make an extra $3,000 a month. Maybe you're a hustler and you have a side hustle of making money flipping sneakers. Teach people, right? There's a difference between being a mule and a magician, okay? And my question to you is, are you a magician or are you a mule? What does that mean? Come back here to the board, okay? When you are at the lower level of the wealth pyramid down here, okay? When you're down here at this level, you're a mule. What does that mean? It means that you're the one doing the work, right? You're the one putting in effort. You're the one putting in time, right? And as you have already discovered through living your life, that is the slowest, hardest way to make money, right? But what you want to do is you want to use your mind and your mouth, your mind and your voice, your creative ideas, and telling people the creative ideas that you have to solve their problems. Up on this level, you become the magician. What does that mean? Now, I'm not talking about like, you know, actual magic or like, you know, dark magic where working up spells. No, I'm talking about a magician who makes tricks look really easy. Like, how in the world did he pull that rabbit out of his hat? Like, that was so crazy. And to the natural mind, it seems like that's impossible. But to the magician, they're like, it was easy because I was creative in how I did this. Let me know in the comments, would you rather be a mule or a magician in this case? And hopefully the answer is, I'd rather be a magician, right? Because when you are, okay, when you have chosen who you want to serve, okay, when you put together an irresistible offer, when you come up with either a product or a service, that's what an offer is, a product or a service that can solve a very obvious problem for your market. Okay, now you go from being the mule on the lower end to the magician on the higher end, right? No longer are you the one doing the work, you're teaching them how to do the work. Just like you wish you would have known 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago, right? So that's the second thing you need to do, okay? Recap, come with me here to the board. First thing you gotta do, you gotta choose who you wanna serve, okay? Second thing you've got to do, you've got to put together an irresistible offer. This is something, let me just, for clarity here, this is a product or service that solves people's problems. Look for the most obvious problem that your market has, okay? And then just put together a product or service and sell it to them. And that's honestly, that's step number 3.
If you've made it this far into the training and you're enjoying it and you still haven't checked out my upcoming 5-day live virtual challenge, Create and Sell Digital Products, what is you doing? Check out this testimony right here of one of my current students. He took the information that I'm gonna be sharing with you in the upcoming 5-day training to make $15,000 in one single week. Click the link down below, join as a VIP. We'll see you in the challenge. Now, back to the training.
You want to serve your market by selling your product or service to them. Now, you might be sitting here going, wait a second. I don't want to sell something to them. Before you go there with your limiting beliefs, I want to submit something to you, okay? I need you to understand that selling is good because selling is serving. Now, yes, every single one of us, we've all had gross or yucky or weird sales experiences where we're like, oh man, that was terrible. And the reason why that has happened to all of us is because the person making the sale was not making the sale to bring a transformation to our lives. They were doing it to make a transformation in their life. What does that mean? When you have an irresistible offer, a product or a service that easily solves people's problems, and it solves their very obvious problems, okay? When you make that offer to somebody, you're doing that to bring a transformation to their life. If you're making the offer to the market so that your life can be better, like I want to put some money in my pocket, that instantly goes to a bad sales experience. But if you begin to understand, wait a second, selling is good because selling is serving. Think about this, okay? We talked about Starbucks. Like, if you need coffee in the morning to wake up on your way to work, man, you never once have thought like, man, Starbucks is ripping me off by selling me this $5 amazing cup of coffee that brings a smile to my face every time I sip it. No way, right? Like, you're like, ah, thank God, this coffee is so great. My day is much better now. I'm finally waking up, right? Like, that has brought value to your life in a very obvious way to a very obvious problem that you wanted a solution for. So Starbucks or Apple, right, who are selling computers and phones and music, right, or the grocery store like we talked about earlier, all of these businesses, they're doing good business because they are bringing a valuable transformation to our lives. I don't know about you, but my life has been made easier and better because I have Apple products, right? Like, I can shoot a text message. I don't have to page anybody anymore. I don't have to send a beeper message. I don't have to send a fax anymore. I could just contact them on my Apple device, right? Apple out there saw a very big need in the market. And so guess what they did? They solved our problem by using their mind, right? To say, here's a creative idea. We're going to do this. And guess how they got it in our hands? They used their voice. They used their mouth to market to us. Like the first time Steve Jobs showed the Apple phone. Guys, check this out. This is the Apple phone. Started going through everything in it. Mind and voice, mind and mouth to make higher levels of income. That's what you can do as well. That's why I'm saying, come back to the board here. That's why I'm saying you got to choose in these 3 steps. You've got to choose who you want to serve. Okay. Then you have to put together an irresistible offer. Then you're going to serve your market by selling your product or service to them. I'm telling you this right now. Those stories I told at the beginning of today's video, the guy who became a millionaire in 14, 15 months, the single mom who made $9,500 in a month, the couple who made $20,000 in 31 days, every single one of those stories and tons of others of my students, they've all done these 3 steps. They chose who they want to serve, okay? They put together some kind of irresistible offer in the form of a product or a service, right? And then they served their market by saying, hey guys, I can totally relate to who you are because I was where you are just 5 years ago, just 3 years ago, just 10 years ago. And the problems that you're going through right now, I've already figured out how to solve them. And all you got to do is purchase this course or check out my ebook, right? And guys, I'm telling you right now, there are hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people out there who would love to pay you for solving their problem. Think about this. Like, none of us want to go outside and walk on the scalding hot asphalt and get thorns and rocks in our feet, right? That's a very obvious problem. So guess what? There are companies out there like Nike's and Adidas and Reebok who are like, there's a very obvious problem. We're going to provide a very obvious solution to the market. We're going to sell shoes because no one wants thorns and blisters and rocks in their feet. So like I said, step number 1, choosing who you want to serve. It's the most important part of this because when you can get clarity on who you want to serve, now you can figure out, okay, now that I know who I want to serve, now I'm going to figure out a way how to serve them in this way with an offer, a product or a service. And then I'm simply going to go to them and go, yo, if you're tired of this problem, I want to give you a solution. All you got to do is purchase my thing. And in our case today, I would suggest having some kind of digital product like a course, like an ebook, like a mentorship. Why? Because these are digital products. They don't need an overhead. They don't need a warehouse. There's no overhead cost. There is no physical items that you actually have to physically ship out. You create them one time, you upload them to the internet, then you go to your market, you provide value to your market. Hey guys, if you have XYZ problem, I would love to help. Check out my ebook. Click the link in my bio. It's literally this simple, guys. And like I said at the beginning of the training today, when you only see creating wealth by trading your time for your dollar, then of course this is going to seem like, well, that's crazy. Like, I can't create a course. I can't create an ebook. Yes, you can. Like every single one of us were born on this earth not knowing how to walk. But guess what? You figured it out. Every single one of us Before we were 15 years old, we didn't know how to drive. But guess what? You figured out how to drive. I submit to you that some things are worth figuring out. If you're tired of being stuck, if you're tired of being in the rat race of the 9 to 5, if you're tired of being broke, if you're tired of struggling and you want to go to the higher levels of the wealth pyramid, you've got to figure this out, okay? I hope this video has brought some value to your life. If you've liked it, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, drop some fire emojis there. Guys, if you want to continue seeing more information like this, stay plugged in here to the channel because I'm dropping 2 to 3 videos every single week, just bringing you some business training, financial literacy. We will see you guys and gals in the next video. Thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why now is the best time in all of history to create crazy amounts of wealth. And I will also be sharing with you the #1 way to build wealth in 2024. And here's the crazy part. Anyone can do it. Today's video starts with a few different stories that I know are going to encourage you simply because they are stories of how a number of people went from like struggling, broke as a joke, and now today, just a few short years later, they are all multi-millionaires. Here it goes, story #1, okay? A very close, near and dear couple friend of my wife and I's, husband and his wife and their 3 kids, just 4 years ago, they were living in a tiny apartment with their family of 5, okay? And the husband was both an associate pastor at a small local church, so they were making like no money working there, right? And on top of that, just to make ends meet, just to try to get by, just to try to pay their bills, he was driving Uber just to try to get like a little bit of extra income, right? Well, this family applied what I'm going to show you today in the training, and here they are now just 4 years later, and they are multi-millionaires. In fact, I'm so happy I just saw a picture of them on a private jet recently, flying off to a vacation somewhere, and that was awesome. Story #2. So a buddy of mine just a few short years ago was broke as a joke, living in his dad's church. Him and his wife and their 2 kids, okay? They were broke, they're living in his dad's church. They were super struggling financially. They didn't know how to get ahead. They just thought, man, this is our lot in life. We're just gonna raise our kids living in the church, like super broke, right? But here's the thing. They applied what I'm gonna be sharing with you today in this training, and here they are now just a few short years later. Now they're multi-millionaires. And I'm excited to say he recently just bought a brand new awesome boat, and they are living their dreams, man. So that's story #2. And story #3 is actually my story if you haven't heard yet. So my wife and I, whenever we first got married, we actually were living in Section 8 housing. We were super struggling, just trying to figure out this whole money thing, like what's going on. Fast forward just a few years ago, we began to apply what I'm going to share with you today in the training. And here we are just a handful of years later. Our businesses have generated tens of millions of dollars. And now we're not just building wealth for ourselves. We're not just building wealth for our children. We're working on building wealth for our children's children. Now, I don't want to try to dangle this carrot in front of you like, well, just tell us what it is. Guys, I am here to teach you today why digital products are the #1 fastest and best way on the internet to create wealth right now in 2024. Now, in the training here in just a few moments, I'm going to be sharing with you a number of different opportunities that are online right now. I'm going to show you the pros and the cons, and then I'm actually just going to show you why digital products, I believe digital products are the best way that anyone can create wealth in 2024. I mean, like, think about it. Like, back in the agricultural days, okay, the way that you would build wealth in the agriculture days is you had to have land, right? Because in agriculture days, the way that people would make wealth is they would have big crops, right? And wealth was moving slow in these days because the only time you could sell crops was you had to wait for the weather. You had to wait for rain, you had to plant seeds, you had to wait for the season. Hopefully it was a good harvest, and then if you harvested it, then you could sell. And so wealth was moving very, very slow in the agricultural age, okay? Then fast forward and the industrial age came, right? People started understanding like, wow, we should actually invent some machines and maybe we can speed this up with machinery and with factories, right? And wealth was still moving a little bit slower because now, even though it wasn't just waiting for the weather or waiting for the seeds and the harvest time and the ground to be tilled, now we're just, going off of machinery. Even though it sped the process of wealth up, wealth was still moving a little bit slower because now you needed like a ton of manpower. You needed somebody to drive the tractor. You actually needed workers to actually, get into these factories and do all of the processes that the factory do. So they could mass produce all of these products so they could make more money. But again, wealth was still moving slower, a little bit faster than the agriculture age, but still moving slower. However, today in 2024, we are living in the internet age, man. We are living in the age where wealth moves extremely rapidly for those who take advantage of the opportunity of internet, of the opportunity of softwares, of the opportunity of AI that is here at our fingertips. And here's the crazy part. Before you go, oh man, this isn't for me, or I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I don't know how to figure that out. I'm telling you right now, everything is figure-outable, right? Like every single one of us came to this planet. None of us knew how to walk, but we figured it out. None of us knew how to drive, but we figured it out. Like there are things in life that are worth figuring out. And I submit to you today that if you were to actually pay attention to what I'm going to show you in the training today, you're going to discover, wow, I can figure this out and I can speed up my wealth creation by simply taking advantage of what's available to us today with all of these incredible opportunities that are online. Okay, so come with me here to the board. I'm going to break down 4 different opportunities that are available today on the internet, show you the pros, show you the cons. I personally believe that number 4 is the best, digital products, but let's look into it so you can make your decision for yourself. Come with me here to the board. The first option that you might be seeing everywhere, especially if you are a new or an aspiring entrepreneur, you are probably hearing about this opportunity called Amazon FBA. Okay, so what is Amazon FBA? Amazon FBA is an online opportunity where you can, start a business. And the way it works is when you go to Amazon.com, see, many people think when you order something from Amazon, you're actually ordering it from them, but that's not how it works. Some products you are actually ordering directly from Amazon, but most products that you order from Amazon are actually being sold by third-party sellers who upload their products through the Amazon system, and then they are selling their products through Amazon's software. Yes, even products like Crayola, even products, Lysol, even name brand products that you're buying off of Amazon, chances are you're probably buying that product from a third-party seller, okay? And that third-party selling business is called Amazon FBA. Okay, so here's the thing. I actually have ran a pretty successful 6-figure Amazon FBA brand before. And the pros of Amazon FBA are there is potential to make some money on Amazon FBA. I did make some money with my Amazon FBA brands. But the cons, come with me back here to the board. I got to show you this, okay? What they don't tell you about Amazon FBA, if you're getting hit with ads like, you could start your own Amazon store. Another way that they do this is you might be hit with ads on like, we will build you your own Walmart store. And again, online Walmart, online Amazon, you're not necessarily buying directly from Walmart or Amazon, you're buying from third-party vendors. Okay, so what are the cons to this? One of the biggest cons, there is a huge upfront cost. I didn't know this. See, because a number of years ago, whenever I started my Amazon FBA brand and my Amazon FBA store, not only did I invest into the education, like, okay, I'm going to invest into the education so you can show me how to do this. I don't necessarily see that as an upfront cost for the actual process That's more of like, I'm paying for education, so I get that. That's not a big deal. But what I didn't know is after I invested into the education, then they're like, okay, cool. Well, now that you're here, it's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars for you to set up your store, to hopefully find a product that is profitable. And no one can tell you if it is profitable or not. You're just going to have to order a bunch of units and wait for them to come over from China on a boat. If you want to get them here faster, you can fly them on a plane, but it's going to cost thousands of dollars more. And hoping everybody at the customs dock scans everything correctly, because one time someone scanned my stuff wrong, lost my shipment, and it costed me $6,000 just because someone scanned my stuff wrong. So hopefully after you make it through all of this entire process, then you put it up onto Amazon and wait and see. Hopefully someone's going to buy this. And if they do land up buying your product, you're only making between a 10 to 20% profit margin. So the crazy part is this, like if you sell a $20 product, right? That 10 to 20% profit margin, you're literally only making a couple of dollars if someone buys your product, if your product actually made it overseas, if it's actually a product that people want. And so the crazy part with Amazon FBA, it is a gigantic gamble to discover like, man, maybe I could sell a couple products. And if all of this thing, if all of these ducks line up in a row somehow miraculously, then you have to sell thousands of units just to make a little bit of money. Because again, you're only making like a 10 to 20% profit margin for most people. Now you might get hit with some ads like you can make up to 30%. Well, maybe the person that's been doing it forever, who's mastered the system, who already has tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest up front, yeah, maybe they might get a 20 to 30% profit. But most people, guys, it's only, not only is there a huge upfront cost, there's a very low, there's a very low profit margin with tons, I'm talking tons and tons and tons of work. And honestly, there are many variables that are outside of your control. Okay, so if you desire to set up your own Amazon FBA / your own Walmart type of third-party seller business, by all means, knock yourself out, but beware of this stuff. And look, hopefully you're getting value out of this today, because no one on the internet is going to tell you about this stuff but your Uncle Rick will. Why? Because I actually have been there, done that. Why do I teach my students about digital products? Because I've already done a ton of the stuff I'm going to show you here. I've already been through the pain of it all, so you don't have to. And I'm going to show you why digital products are the best. But before I do, let's go to number two. Number two, what's another huge online opportunity that's out there right now? Another huge one is affiliate marketing, okay? Now, affiliate marketing is pretty, it's been big for a long time, but it's like, you know, a lot of people are putting out ads on it right now. A lot of people are trying to create offers around affiliate marketing. Here's the pro of affiliate marketing. The pro of affiliate marketing is you don't have to create your own product, okay? All you do is just sell somebody else's product, and then you make a percentage off of the sale of their product. That sounds pretty cool, unless you actually know how the game works. Again, I've had Amazon FBA stores. I've done affiliate marketing. Let me show you the cons. And you might be sitting here like, he's only shown us one pro and like 50 cons, because that's how the game works. That's how these businesses are. That's how these opportunities are. I'm just trying to share with you guys how it works. And no one else on the internet is going to show you this, but I will, because I've been there, done that. So come with me to the board and let me show you the cons, the dark side of affiliate marketing. Let's check it out, okay? So like I said, affiliate marketing, one of the pros is you don't have to create your own product. That's cool. But the con is this. You're selling someone else's product. Like, let me ask you a question. Like, would you rather sell someone else's product and make them more rich, or would you rather sell your own product and make yourself rich? The answer is obvious. I want to sell my own products so that I can have all of the profit and not just a little bit of profit. And that's one of the second cons. Check this out. So as you're building someone else's business for them, not only are you selling their products, but number two, you're only making a small percent. You are literally selling somebody else's product, building their business for them. And if somebody buys, then they're like, hey, thank you so much. Here's your 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% commission. And all they have to do is just lay in their bed, chilling, hanging out by the beach, you know, drinking a nice, cool drink while you're out there building their business for them. And they're like, this is great for me. It's free money for me, right? So when people are like, oh, I got into like this affiliate marketing thing, I'm always, in fact, I was just at Starbucks yesterday with one of my sons, and he wanted to go in and get a little drink. And while we were waiting, there was a guy trying to sell another guy into his affiliate marketing. He's like, look, man, you don't even have to create your own products. All you got to do is sell the products, man, and get it out there. And whenever you sell it, you can make this much and that much. And the guy being sold was like, this sounds like a lot of work. And the guy selling him was like, no way, man, it's not a lot of work. Like, because I know, and you now know, of course this guy was trying to sell him into affiliate marketing because he was basically trying to recruit a worker to build his business for him. So like, who wouldn't want that if you're on the other side, right? So beware of affiliate marketing. Honestly, guys, there's a lot to say about affiliate marketing, but the punchline is this. You're building someone else's company, someone else's business for them. You're making a small profit. You're doing most of the heavy lifting work for them. They're just sitting back and collecting. And the saddest part about all of this is people are like, well, I don't have to create my own product. The problem is if the product actually stinks, if it's a bad product, you're going to have a super hard time selling the product. Okay, so you really want to steer clear of affiliate marketing as well. And let's come on to the third option that's out there, and then I'm going to get into digital products and give you a step-by-step breakdown on how you can crush it this year in 2024. But number three, another popular option that's out there online, maybe you've seen some of this stuff, is Airbnb arbitrage. So what is Airbnb arbitrage? There are opportunities out there on the internet right now. They're like, yo, you can make money online with Airbnb. Like all you got to do, you don't even have to buy any of the properties. Like all you got to do is get this property, and then you only need a certain amount of people to rent from you every single month. And before you know it, you're just printing cash. You know, like that's what a lot of the Airbnb opportunities on the internet are saying. And again, I just want to put this out there. The pro of Airbnb arbitrage is you could potentially make money if somebody rents the property for enough nights every single month. You potentially could make $1,500 to $3,000 profit. That's usually like the zone that most people land in as far as their profits. But that's only if you have people renting the property like 20 to 25 nights every single month. So that's the pro. What are the cons? Come with me to the board. Check this out. What they don't tell you about Airbnb arbitrage, and I'm just kind of giggling because like, of course, everyone's going to be like, man, you can make money doing this. You can make money doing that. You can make money doing this. But the problem that people don't tell you is the behind the scenes stuff that I'm telling you. Okay. So Airbnb, one of the big cons, again, huge upfront cost. Okay. So people are going to be like, you don't even have to buy the property. Well, that may be true. You can actually put the property under contract, you yourself as a renter. But the problem is this, like you actually have to go purchase tens of thousands of dollars worth of furniture to furnish the property. Because think about it, if you were searching online an Airbnb, you're not going to stay at a place that has like one couch, one table, and a fork in the kitchen. You're gonna be like, what the heck? This place looks like really trashy. You want to go to a place that actually has nice linens and they have cool decorations and wow, this looks so beautiful over here. Wow, look at this room. You're not just going to go to the place that has like a bed, a blanket, a chair, and a coffee pot. Like, you have to furnish these places, man. And not only is it thousands of dollars, most of the time the average cost to furnish, just basic furnishing. I'm not even talking about like, wow, this is breathtaking, I want to book here 20 to 25 nights a month. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about basic furnishing. And if you've ever furnished a house, you know what I'm talking about. It's tens of thousands of dollars up front with you on the renter agreement. Okay, so if nobody rents the Airbnb from you, guess who still has to pay the rent every month? You. So you don't even have to purchase the property. No, you don't. But you definitely still have to pay that rent, whether somebody rents or not. You definitely have to furnish the property if you want to get renters, okay? And here's the other crazy part. Okay, so again, you have to pay the rent no matter what. So if someone rents or not, that is still hanging on you, my friend, because your name is on that rental contract. And number three, it's actually really hard to get consistent renters. Oops. Even in tourist locations. Why? Because if you somehow have tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to get an Airbnb under contract, you as the renter, and you furnished it, and somehow you're in a tourist city, okay, now there's a bunch of other Airbnbs. You've been on there, I've been on there. You're just scrolling through, you're looking. There's 500 houses that you could potentially choose from. Like, the chances of you actually getting that many bookings in a month are very, very, very slim. And here's the crazy part. A lot of these people presenting Airbnb arbitrage as the main opportunity. This is the best opportunity. Guess what they're telling you to do if you want to scale, if you want to make more money? All you got to do is get 2 Airbnb properties. And you're like, wait, what? Like, I literally just invested $15,000, $20,000 to make $1,000 or $2,000 a month profit if somebody rents 20 to 25 nights a month. And now you're telling me if I want to make $4,000 or $5,000 a month, I have to have 2 Airbnb properties, and it's going to cost me not just 15 or 20,000, it's going to cost me 30 or 40,000. Like, guys, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So why are digital products the best? Okay, let me break it down for you here. Okay, here's something to know. Amazon FBA, these Walmart stores, if you do the done for you option, it could literally cost upwards of $30,000 to get started. The potential monthly profit is anywhere from, actually, let me write this differently. So there's usually like a $20,000 to $30,000 upfront startup, and then the potential monthly profit, if all that stuff goes right, maybe $3,000 to $5,000 a month, maybe, and that's like if you're a master at it. Okay, affiliate marketing, a lot of times you have to buy into their program. Startup costs for these usually like around $5,000. You might find a cheaper one like $1,500 to $2,000, but again, maybe they're cheaper because their product kind of stinks, right? The potential monthly profit, I mean, it's really low as well. Maybe like $1,000 a month, maybe $2,000 if the product is good. Airbnb arbitrage, don't even get me started here. It's tens and tens and tens of thousands. Let's just put 20,000 on the low end to get started, right? And then the potential monthly profit per house, if you rent it 20 to 25 nights a month, maybe $3,000 a month, okay? So notice, let me get my little laser out here. Notice all of these startup costs are pretty high with a very low monthly potential return, right? 30 grand over here, 3 to 5K, 5 grand over here, 1 to 2K, 20 grand plus over here, maybe 3K. So let's get into digital products, okay? Digital products. Now, I want to be very transparent with you guys, okay? Like I showed you on the other 3 options, I showed you the pros and the cons. So I also want to tell you the pros and the cons of digital products, okay? I'm going to start with the cons because unlike the other opportunities online to make money, this actually has very low cons and tons of pros, okay? So one of the cons for digital products is that you actually have to build the product, which to me, is it really a con? Like you have to actually put together the ebook, the course, the mentorship, right? You actually have to think and put together this digital product. Sincerely, that is probably the hardest part of digital products, is just coming up with what product should I create. And by the way, what are digital products? Let me list a couple of ideas for you here. This would be any kind of educational resource, ebooks, online courses, mentorships. You could do membership sites to where, you know, you build a library of teachings and people pay you X amount every month, okay? So one of the cons of digital products are you actually have to build the product. But is that really a con? Like, I think most people are delusional to think that I'm just gonna make free money, right? Like, here's the crazy part. With digital products, okay, as far as startup costs, let's get to the pros now, okay? So what are the pros of digital products? So the biggest con is you actually have to create the product, but honestly, you're gonna have to do some kind of little work. Putting together a course or an ebook, especially if you have mentorship, like that's really simple to do, okay? Digital products. Besides, if you want to invest into education for digital products or not, there literally could be no startup cost. Like you can literally create a digital product on your phone. You can literally create a digital product by turning on Zoom, pushing record, and creating a training. And then after it's all done, you just edit it and then you put that out there. That's a digital product, right? So unless you want to invest into education, which personally I think is the fastest way to get trained in digital products, okay? But if you don't want to invest into education, that's fine. You can literally start creating digital products with your phone and your laptop. So potentially there's no startup costs, okay? What else? Digital products, unlike affiliate marketing, unlike Amazon FBA, there's 100% profit margins. What? Literally, because here's the thing. You created these products. You made that training. You built that ebook. You created that course. It belongs to you. And now, if you make a sale, when you make a sale and put it out there, you now collect 100% of the profit, not just an affiliate fee, not just thanks Amazon for my $3. You literally, if you sell your course for $1,000 and when somebody buys it, guess how much you make? $1,000. Like, do you know how many hours you actually have to go to work to make $1,000? Probably a lot. But what if you were to put in work? Like, what if you were to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours creating a course or a mentorship or a membership site or an ebook? You put 3 to 5 hours into building this product. Again, that's the con of this. You actually have to do the work, but is that really a con? Building this product, you work on it one time, and this is the next pro, okay? You work one time, and then it pays you over and over and over and over again. Maybe you've heard me talk about this before. When you go to a job, you work, and then you get paid once every 2 weeks, once a month, right? However your pay schedule is, maybe once a week. With digital products, you work, you build the product first, and then when you put it out there and people start buying it, you get paid. It's literally the opposite of going to a job. Going to a job, you put in all this work and you make a little bit of money. With digital products, you put in a little bit of work and then you make all this money, right? So there are so many reasons why digital products are incredible. Let me tell you another pro about digital products. You can literally have as many digital products as you want and potentially make unlimited amounts of money. Here's why. Remember what I said? Like, the con of digital products is you have to do the work and create the product. But think about this. What if you created a course and it took you 5 hours, okay? Okay, I worked 5 hours and now I have a course. And then this thing, maybe it's selling for $297, $997, right? $197, $97, whatever it is. If you want to make more money on top of what's already happening with that one digital product, you create a second digital product. I created a course. People are buying it every single day. I sell a few of them every day for $497. What if I created another course around a complementary subject and I put that out there? Guess what's going to happen? Again, you're going to put in that 1, 2, 3, 5, let's even takes you 10 hours to create another course. Guess what? That small amount of work can and will produce tons and tons and tons of revenue. So guys, and that leads me to one more thing. This is when you do this correctly and you have a number of digital products out there, this literally gets crazy, crazy passive. In fact, on the screen, this is one digital product of mine. I made over $400,000 in a single month from one of my digital products. Like, think about that. Like, that is mind-blowing to think, oh my gosh. And I'll be honest with you, I have tons of digital products. That's just one of my digital products. And guys, here's the punchline. Like, I'm not more special than you. Like, I don't believe I'm more smart than you. Like, anyone can do this. Anyone can literally do this. Anyone can put together digital products. Anyone can take their knowledge, their experience, their passion, their expertise, and they can put it into some kind of educational resource where there's not gigantic startup costs, where you don't have to share the profits with somebody else, where it's not going to cost you $15,000 to furnish the whole entire house. It's literally like, open up your phone, open up Zoom, and create products that educate people on the thing that you are experienced in, knowledgeable in, passionate about. And before you go any further and go, well, no one would want to learn from me. Yes, they would. Think about who you are today versus who you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Don't you wish somebody could have shared with you what you know now? Don't you wish somebody could have shared that information with you 5 years ago, 10 years ago? The answer is yes. Gosh, I really do. I could have gotten here faster. Exactly. So not only am I going to show you why digital products are incredible, now I'm going to take a few more moments and give you a crazy, crazy blueprint on how to build your business with digital products that can literally skyrocket your wealth to millions and millions of dollars. Come with me back to the board, okay?
If you've made it this far into the training and you're enjoying it and you still haven't checked out my upcoming 5-day live virtual challenge, Create and Sell Digital Products, what is you doing? Check out this testimony right here of one of my current students. He took the information that I'm going to be sharing with you in the upcoming 5-day training to make $15,000 in one single week. Click the link down below, join as a VIP. We'll see you in the challenge. Now, back to the training.
So now that you understand how powerful digital products are, I want to give you a 5-step system. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to lower this here. 5. Okay, I'm going to give you a 5-step system to go from $0 to up here. Let's just say you are up here with a huge smile on your face. Woohoo! Because up here, you are making potentially millions of dollars. So how do you go from down here, I'm not making any money at all yet, to up here, potentially making millions, okay? How do we go from there? I'm glad you asked. 5 very simple steps. Step number 1, Okay, this right here, lead generation, okay? So what is lead generation? Every single business, whether you are In-N-Out Burger, Starbucks, Apple, Amazon, Nike, any business, every single business is downstream from how many leads you can bring in to your business. What is a lead? A lead is somebody who is a potential customer, right? So the first thing you got to do with your digital product is you got to start generating leads. The best way to do this is with an ebook, okay? Now, what is an ebook? Again, you are literally, just keep following me here on my YouTube channel. I'll show you how to make ebooks too, okay? An ebook is something you're literally going to take the knowledge, experience, the expertise that you already have, the passion you already have, okay? And you're gonna put it into a small form, kind of free resource that teaches people the thing that you are awesomely good at or awesomely passionate about, and say, yo, if you want more information about this, click the link in my bio and get my free ebook. And now what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, man, this gal is awesome, this guy's awesome, I would love to get more information. And they're gonna click the link in your bio, and they're literally gonna go, this is sounding cool. And you're gonna say, I would love to give you this free ebook. All you have to do is give me your name, email, and phone number. And so they go, okay, cool. And they give you their information, you give them your ebook, and now you have a lead, right? Like, that's how this whole thing starts. So now that you have leads, they're like, okay, this is cool. What do you do next? I'm glad you asked. Watch this. The next part of this process, you want to have a low ticket product. Okay, what is a low ticket product? A low ticket product in this sense is anything $1,000 or under. It could be as low ticket as $7, that's pretty low, $20, $50, $100, $500, up to $1,000, okay? And the best way to step up is to have a low ticket product, and I always encourage my students, this is where you can sell a course, okay? So here's how it works. You're generating leads with your ebook, which is a digital product, and people are like, wow, she's really cool, or he's really cool at this thing that he talks about all the time, or she talks about all the time. And I got their free ebook. Well, now you have their email and their phone number. You can reach out and say, yo, John, if you like the ebook, you should really consider checking out my course. It's only 47 bucks, right? It's only 100 bucks. It's only 20 bucks. And you step them up and they're like, wow, okay, this is cool. I love their content. I have their free ebook. It was really cool. I would totally love to buy your course. It's only 50 bucks. Cool. So now you're starting to make money climbing this ladder, right? So what's the next step after you've gotten lead generation going, after you are generating a little bit of money from a low ticket product, right? What's the next step? Well, the next step is you want to go to a premium value. A premium value product, okay? And this right here, this is a mentorship, okay? So now, if they're this far up on the ladder with your digital products, they're probably like, wow, I really like her, I really like him. Her stuff is helpful, his stuff is helpful. This is cool. How do I know this? Because they've came in as a lead, they've exchanged value with you at the point of, here's my free ebook, here's my name and email, and you guys have swapped that, right? Then maybe they've purchased your course for 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 200 bucks, 500 bucks, 1,000 bucks, whatever it is. At this point, after they've purchased a course from you, they're really starting to like you. They're really starting to trust and to invest into, like, man, this guy's awesome. I want to learn even more from him. I want to learn even more from her. So what's the next obvious step? The next obvious step is to offer some kind of mentorship, okay? So the mentorship, the ebook here, let me break these prices down. Ebook, usually I suggest people do this for free. Course, like I said, upwards of, anywhere from $20 upwards to $1,000. Well, a mentorship, you can literally charge anywhere upwards of $1,000. This might sound crazy to some of y'all. You could charge anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to $20,000 in a mentorship. And before you go like, what? Who's going to pay me $20,000? I'm telling you right now, if you can build the trust like this, if you can bring them tremendous value, if you really can bring transformation in people's lives, and they start seeing, man, the ebook was awesome, the course was awesome, man, this mentorship, I know it's going to be awesome. They will absolutely pay you thousands of dollars to help them get to the next level in the area that you are trying to help them to, okay? And then here's the other thing. After the mentorship, okay, so we start with lead generation, then low ticket, then premium value, and then you can work your way all the way up to a high ticket product, and these are usually called, why can't I write? These are usually called masterminds. Okay, and the mastermind, this you can charge anywhere from $20K all the way up to $100K plus. I'm in masterminds right now where I've paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And think about it, like, it's not just like, man, well, you know, Rick, you already made money. No, I went on the very path that I'm trying to show you how to go on. Like, I didn't wake up right as soon as I was born with millions of dollars. Like, I did what I'm showing you how to do, right? And so with a mastermind, you can charge anywhere from $20K up to $100K plus. And then the top level, this is the highest level. And this level right here, it's usually one-on-one mentorship. And this one right here, as you can only imagine, this one is usually, this one's usually 100K plus. I've also done this. I've also invested hundreds of thousands for personal mentors. But guys, I'm telling you right now, even before, like, maybe your mind's getting blown with like, oh my gosh, like, will people actually pay me? Yes, they will. And the reason why they will is because if you can bring the transformation that people want through your digital products, then people will absolutely pay you. So here's the thought I want to leave you with today, okay? As you're going through online, you're trying to find these different opportunities. There's a bunch of opportunities out there, guys, okay? I've given you the pros and cons to all of them. Well, not to all, but to a lot of them today. But the punchline is this: digital products are the best way to make money in 2024. Anyone can do it. All you need is a phone or a laptop to get started, guys. Stay plugged in here to my channel. Drop some fire emojis in the comments if you got value today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see more valuable content like this. We'll see you in the next training. Rick Pino here, guys, with 𝐑𝐢𝐜𝐤. Imagine if there was a way to easily make 2x, 5x, 10x, even 100x the amount of money that you are currently making right now. Like, how is that even possible? Well, it is possible. And in today's training, I'm going to be breaking down the exact science on making money. And in the training today, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can do it as well. Let's get into it. Well, thanks so much for joining us, guys. Before we jump into the training, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now if you want to continue to see financial literacy, financial education content like this from me, okay? So before we can jump into the science behind making money, we need to begin with the first thing first. We need to ask ourselves a very important question, and that question is this, okay? What is money? Have you ever thought about this before? Like, have you really taken a moment and asked yourself, like, what is money? Like, is money, actually, back to the board here, check this out. Is money, is it cash, right? That's supposed to be a question mark. Is money cash? Is it this paper that we carry around in our pockets? Is money cards? Is it coins? Is money crypto, right? Like, what is money? Is money digits on a screen? Like, what is money, right? Because before you can understand the science behind making money, you need to understand this question right here. What is money? Because if you don't understand what money is, how in the world are you going to learn how to make more of it, right? So with this question before us, I want you to really begin to think, because think about this, okay? Money itself, I have a few $100 here. Check this out, okay? Money itself has no intrinsic value, okay? So this right here, $400, okay? And think about this, like the only reason why this paper right here that you and I are like, oh, that's worth $400. The only reason why we think and why we believe that this paper, this specific paper is worth $400 is because me and you have decided this specific style of paper is worth $100, right? Like we've said, yo, this is $100. And because you and I both agree that this is $100, now we have both ascribed value to this specific unit. And now this unit right here is worth $100. However, think about this. Like if you and I both decided, if the whole world, if culture all decided at the same time, okay, these no longer have any value, and we now value water bottles. Like this is currency, right? Like this is what has the value. Well, now it goes to show even further that money itself has no intrinsic value. Okay, and this is another reason why this is true. Is think about this. Like here in America, we've got the Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, and a couple of things to consider. My mic's kind of falling here. A couple of things to consider with the Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, number one, the Federal Reserve Bank is not federal. It's not a reserve, and it's not a bank. Like me and you can't go in there and do banking. But what is the Federal Reserve doing all the time? The Federal Reserve is printing off money nonstop. But the crazy part about this is just because the Federal Reserve is printing off money doesn't necessarily mean that they're printing off more wealth, right? It's like this paper right here is absolutely worthless apart from the idea that me and you and everybody else in culture has assigned value to those little units. Okay, so when we begin to say, okay, this is starting to make a little bit of sense here. What is money then? So like, is this money? Like, is it cash? Is it paper? Is it cards? Is it coins? Is it crypto? Is it digits on a screen? What is money? I'm glad you're asking. Come with me back here to the board. I'm going to give you two examples of what money is. And I think the first one might be a little offensive to some, but it's just absolutely true. Check this out, okay? So what is money? Number one, money, I say it like this. Money is a reflection. Money is a reflection of who you are. Why is this offensive to some? Because the punchline is this. If you are not currently making the money that you desire to make, it's not because, oh, my boss is mean, or, you know, there's no opportunities out here, or man, people just don't pay me, you know, what I want to be paid. It's none of that is the problem. The problem is this. If you're not making the money that you desire to make, you are literally, the money that you have, the money that you make is literally a reflection of who you are, who you currently are right now. Okay, you really need to understand this, because if you want to learn the science behind making money, you need to first understand that all money, in fact, if you're taking notes, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to drop some comments right now. I want you to drop these words, okay? All money is created in the mind first. All money is created in the mind first. It really is. Like every single dollar that you have right now, every single dollar that you make in your paycheck or in your business, whatever it is, whatever money that you have that's coming to you, first started in your mind. Think about this, okay? So whatever job you have right now, you begin to think about it first, right? Man, I'd really like to get a job doing XYZ. I'd really like to make around XYZ range. It all began right here. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're a business owner, and you had the idea, it would be really nice to make this kind of money by having this kind of business. And you set it up in your mind, I would really desire to make X and to do X. All money begins in the mind. And I'm going to get to this here in just a second, okay? But the first thing you need to understand to the question of what is money, okay? So what is money? Number one, well, money is a reflection of who you are, okay? That's kind of the ethereal version of what is money. But number two, this is the actual literal idea of what money is, okay? Coming back to me to the board. Money, if you're taking notes, write this down, okay? Money is a metric. Oops. Money is a metric used to measure, money is a metric, used to measure the value. If you're taking notes, write that down, value. If you're watching live or if you're watching afterward, drop the words value in the comments, okay? Money is a metric. It's a metric used to measure the value of goods or services, okay? So really what money actually is, besides the idea that money is a reflection of who you are, okay? The reason why money is a reflection of who you are, because money is simply a measurement. It's a metric that we use to measure the value of something. Okay, remember what I was saying earlier? Like this paper right here has no intrinsic value except apart from what you and I have decided to apply to it, right? Why do we do that? Because we now have a unit that we can measure specific value with, okay? So with this being understood now, okay, money's a reflection of who I am. So whatever money I have or I don't have is a direct reflection of who I am right now. And I'm going to break this down here in just a second of why that's true. And number two, money is a metric. It's a measurement. It's something that we use to measure the value of goods or services or the value of something, right? So money's a measurement and money is a reflection. This means, if you're taking notes, write this down. This means if you want more money, in fact, I'm going to write this down. This means if you want more money, you must, in fact, if you're writing that down, underline the word must. You must create more, value. If you want more money, you must create more value. Why am I saying that money, number one, is a reflection of who you are? Because the punchline is, if you're only bringing this much value to the market, you're only going to make this much money. But if you're bringing this much value, like a ton of value to the market, then guess what's going to happen? Then you are also going to receive a ton of money, because the way that money works is a measurement of value. Okay, it's a metric that we use to measure the value of something. So if you want more money, then you have got to create more value. Think about it like this. Like someone who, they're flipping burgers. And by the way, nothing wrong with flipping burgers, right? But let's say you got your first job and, here in Texas, In-N-Out is big, or in California, In-N-Out is big, or whatever it is, Burger King, wherever you're at, right? And it's your first job and you're 15 years old, 16 years old, and you're getting paid $12 an hour to flip these burgers. Now, are you bringing value to people? Yeah, because every day there are people coming to the restaurant to, get one of their problems solved, like we're hungry or we want to eat together or whatever it is, and you're like back there flipping burgers. Now, are you solving a problem for them? Are you creating value to the point where it's going to save their life right now? Not necessarily, right? Like it's just like, well, if we don't eat right now, it would suck, but we'd be hungry, but we wouldn't die by not eating right this second. So you are providing a little bit of value for a temporary solution to a temporary problem, and therefore you're getting a little bit of money back with some temporary value exchange back, and that's just how it works, right? But think about this, okay? So that's like a lower level. What if you were a brain surgeon, okay, and the person has a terminal tumor in their brain, and if they don't get this surgery, they will die, right? Like you're now, the value exchange is much higher. That's why like brain surgeons, they're making $300,000 to $500,000 a year, some a little less, some a little more, but there's a big difference between $500K a year and, $25,000 a year for the burger flipper, right? Versus like the brain surgeon. So with that being said, okay, I want you to understand something, that you get paid according to the value that you bring to the market. There's just no way around this, okay? There's no way around it. as valuable as you are to the market is according to how much value people will say thank you back in return with their measurements of value, the dollars, right? They're going to say thank you back, and literally that's how it works. So if you want more money, you've got to create more value. There's a big value difference between the burger flipper or the barista versus the brain surgeon, who it is a life or death situation. They absolutely need to have the surgery or they could pass away, right? Or whatever else. There's a ton of examples. But the point I'm trying to make here is you need to understand, if you want more money, you must create more value. This is why traditionally, okay, the idea of like go to school, go to college, get educated so you can get a good job, traditionally for our parents and for our grandparents, maybe that worked for them because it was essentially that generation's way of becoming more valuable with their education. Today, in our world, as a recording of this video, 2024, the way that we become more valuable is we can go on YouTube, we can hire coaches, we can join mentorships, we can level ourselves up without college, without university, much faster. We can learn from experts, people who are actually doing the thing, not just a college professor who has like a book, who's never, let's just say you're taking a business class, right? And the professor's never started a business in their life, but they're opening up a business book saying, well, in theory, this is how business works. Like, it's just ridiculous to me, right? So if you want to make more money, you've got to create more value. One of the fastest ways to do this is to level your skills up, level your knowledge up, right? And so that you can learn how to bring more value to the marketplace. Okay, if you're getting this, let me know in the comments. Say, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. If you're getting value right now, drop some fire emojis in the comments, okay? Check this out.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the training. I wanted to take a few moments real quick to invite you to join me for my upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge, okay? This is a 5-day live virtual event where I invite entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs just like you to come spend 5 days with me and get live training on the 5 moves that anyone can take in order to scale and skyrocket their business and their revenue. Now, the best way to join is as a VIP, because VIPs get to spend an extra hour with me every single day and ask your questions live. My most successful students have all been VIPs. That's the best way to join. Listen, you don't want to miss the upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge. It's completely live. It's coming up right around the corner. Click the link down below in the description. Grab your ticket today. Now back to the training.
Instead of having money on your mind, like, it's so interesting to me, okay? Back to the board. It's so interesting to me because a lot of people, okay, a lot of broke-minded people, all they can think about is money. Why? Because they're literally, they have such little value, so therefore they have such little money, and it's this like really, really crazy, ridiculous, vicious cycle of low value, low money, low value, low money, and all they can think about is like, oh man, I need to get some more money. I'm struggling. It's hard out here, blah, blah, blah. What you need to do is get your mind off of money, and you need to get your mind on, oops, that is a weird shaped face. Let's try it again. You need to get your mind on value. How can I bring more value to the planet, okay? Not like, oh man, how can I get more money? Yes, I understand that's part of it, but before you try to understand how to get more money, you first need to understand, how can I provide more value to the market? Because if I can provide more value to the market, then a very simple byproduct of me bringing value to the market, bringing value to people's lives, is going to result in people paying me money to say thank you, right? According to the level of problem that I solve. Check this story out. I tell this story from time to time. A number of years ago, I was actually in Israel, okay, and I had the honor of going to a Shabbat dinner with a Jewish billionaire, okay, amazing dude, billion with a B, by the way, not just a millionaire, okay, he's a billionaire. And, you know, I was honored to be able to sit next to the guy at the Shabbat dinner, and we're enjoying each other's company, this beautiful sunset. We're sitting on this beautiful roof overlooking the sunset in Israel, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And we're sitting there talking, and I started thinking to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a little selfish here, and I'm actually going to ask this dude this billionaire dude like some financial literacy questions, because obviously he's way beyond where I'm at right now. And so I asked him this question, and I said, well, listen, let me ask you, why in the world, besides the obvious that God has made a covenant with Jews, right? Besides the spiritual side that it's part of God's covenant with the Jewish people, why do you, and I asked him this, why do you believe that Jews, for the most part, not 100% of them, but for the most part, why are Jews usually so wealthy? Like, why are Jews so wealthy usually, right? And without skipping a beat, he didn't even blink, and he said, brother, this is my Israeli accent, okay? Let me know in the comments if it's good. He goes, brother, it's because we are obsessed with value exchange. And I said, wait, what do you mean? Obsessed with value exchange? What in the world does that even mean? And then he began to teach me and instruct me. He said, one of the reasons why Jews, for the most part, again, everything is relative, right? But for the most part, Jews are usually pretty wealthy people. And he said, as a Jewish businessman who was a billionaire, he believed that one of the main reasons why Jews are usually so financially abundantly blessed is because the Jewish mindset is we are obsessed with exchanging value towards one another. And then he went on to instruct me and let me know the way that the Jewish culture is raised is that they believe the more problems I can solve for people, okay, the more problems I can solve for people, the more value I can bring to the market, then the more people are going to say thank you in return with their money, with their dollars. And so for the Jewish mindset, at least from this man's perspective, and I think it's a powerful perspective, and since then I've tried to take it on myself, but instead of having your mind, like I just said, instead of having your mind on money all the time, like, man, I just wish I could make some more money, I need to make some more money. Instead of focusing on the money, why don't you start focusing on the value? How can I bring more value? How can I bring more valuable? Or how can I bring more value? How can I become more valuable to the market? Because the punchline is this: the more people you can serve, the more problems you can solve for the market, then it's going to be a no-brainer. The more money you can make. If you are currently solving little problems for people, then guess what? You're going to make little bits of money. But if you start solving bigger problems for people, then you're going to start making bigger amounts of money. Just like my Jewish friend told me, he said, we are obsessed with value exchange. The exchange of value. The exchange of me saying, I have a solution to XYZ problem, and you as a person who has XYZ problem, if you would like, I can solve this problem for you, and in return, the way that you tell me thank you is by paying me. Guys, this is like money 101. This is business 101. This is how God has set up the universe. This is how he set up the global economy to go around and around, is by people not chasing dollars, but by people wanting to bring more value to the world, wanting to serve people at a higher level so that everybody's life is enriched. Think about this. Like when you approach making money from the angle now of providing value to the market instead of like, oh man, I need to get a side hustle, I need to get a job, nothing wrong with that. But stop focusing on the wrong thing. The wrong thing is like, oh, I need to try to make more money. No, the correct perspective is, I need to bring more value. I need to solve more problems. I need to solve bigger problems. I need to become more valuable as a person, because if money is a reflection of who I currently am, and I'm not at the level that I need to be in my finances, then guess what? I need to become more valuable as a person so I can solve bigger problems, so I can serve more people, and therefore I can make more money. Okay? That's what all of this science behind making money is all about. Check this out, okay? Anything that solves a problem for others is of value to them and therefore is worth a set amount of money. I'm going to say that again. Anything that solves a problem for others is of value to them. Remember, guys, the key word here is value, okay? Anything that solves a problem for others is of value to them and therefore is worth a set amount of money. Okay, so let me present this idea to you here. Okay, and if you're taking notes, write this down, okay? Problem solving is at the heart. Problem solving is at the heart of creating value and making money. Let's go! Problem solving is at the heart of creating value and making money. Again, instead of trying to obsess over like, man, I need more money, I need more money, I need more money. How are we going to make it? How are we going to pay our bills? Instead of obsessing over the wrong thing that you're focused on, lift your vision higher. I need at least 10 people in the comments right now. Drop these words. Lift your vision higher. Stop obsessing over the money and start obsessing over, I need more money, I need more money. Stop doing that and start obsessing over, how can I solve more problems? How can I solve bigger problems? Because yes, I need money, but the way that I'm going to make more money is I'm going to provide more value. Guys, are you getting this yet? If you're getting this, let me know in the comments. Say, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. If you want to make more money, you've got to learn how to solve bigger problems, provide more value. It's so interesting. My wife and I, we've been doing our best to teach our kids financial literacy even from a young age, right? So I've got a 14-year-old, I've got an 8-year-old, and I've got a 6-year-old currently at the recording of this video. And it's so interesting, right? When we started showing and teaching our kids how money works and how they can make more money, they stopped coming to us and be like, Dad, can I have $50 for a new pair of shoes or whatever? Or like, you know, Dad, can I have $40 for the new video game or blah, blah, blah? Or, you know, my 14-year-old dad, you know, can I have $100 to go buy this outfit or whatever in the world it is? It switched from Dad, can I have, to, it switched from that to, Dad, do you have any problems I can solve right now? I love that. My 6-year-old came up to me just a couple of days ago and he wanted to get some tokens for his little video game that he's playing on his iPad. And he goes, he walks up to me and he goes, Dad, do you have any problems I can solve? And I said, maybe. What are you thinking? He goes, I don't know, but they need to be some big problems because I really need to get some new tokens for my video game. And I want to get this, whatever it was. Like, there's a specific car I want to buy so I can go faster on the video game. And do you have any problems I can solve? I hope they're like big problems. I love that, right? Because now even my kids are beginning to understand what real financial literacy when it comes to money is all about. Like, it's not like, yo, please, 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 can I have this? Can I have that? Like, it's about solving problems. And guys, if my kids can learn this, if I can learn it, then you can learn it too. Okay? That's why problem solving is at the heart of creating value and making money. Okay? Even 6-year-olds, my 6-year-old is getting this. I need you to get this as well. Okay? If you're taking notes, write this down. Okay? Those who know how to create and bring value will never struggle to make money. What? One more time, I'm going to say it again. Those who know how to create and bring value will never struggle to make money. Think about that. Like, there are so many problems out there in the world, and most people have this like broke, limited belief mindset. They're like, oh man, I can't wait to just get rich one day so I don't have any more problems. It doesn't work like that. Like, part of the way that God has set up the world and the universe is that every single one of us, we face problems every single day. That's just how life works. There's a number of reasons why, right? But God, number one, He allows, I don't believe God sends problems all the time, right? But I believe that God allows certain problems to happen in our life so that other people can become obsessed with solving that specific problem for them. And then whenever we exchange value, both of our lives are made better. My life is made better whenever you solve my problem for me. And then your life is made better because I actually said thank you with my dollars. Thank you so much. This was worth this much value. Thank you for solving the problem. You solved my problem. My life is better. I paid you and I exchanged value with you to say thank you. Now your life is better. Like, guys, when it comes to making money, like broke-minded people, a lot of times religious people, they have these weird mindsets that like money's wicked and money's evil. And if you have a bunch of money, you're greedy, right? Oh, and then they pull out like weird scripture verses. The love of money is the root of all evil. And they're saying all this stuff. It's because they don't know how money actually works. They don't know that God has actually set up the globe. He set up the universe to revolve not around money, but to revolve around obsessing over solving people's problems, obsessing over providing value to the planet. And the more value we can exchange in the world, the more people are going to say thank you with their dollars. Like, this is how it works, guys. This is how it works. Okay, now here's something interesting. The reason why entrepreneurs, okay, business owners, the reason why business owners, entrepreneurs don't get scared during times like recessions is because while others are running away from problems, we as entrepreneurs, we run to the problems. Check this out, okay? For instance, okay, let's just say back in 2019, this really crazy thing broke out on the planet, okay? Dun, dun, dun. And it was this big pandemic, right? And here's what a lot of people did, okay? A lot of people, the everyday person, got super scared, and that's them, and they ran away, right? Oh my gosh, there's so many problems. What are we gonna do? Oh my gosh. And they went, pew, and they just took off running, right? Well, guess what I did? And a bunch of other people did. Entrepreneurs, okay, this right here represents the problems, okay? This is just one representation. Let me just spell it out. Problem, okay? They're big problems in the world. And normal people are like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. What are we gonna do? There's recessions and there's this and that. And they run away, pew, right? And that's why they're still struggling, man. But entrepreneurs, like myself, maybe like you, okay, we see the problem. And not only do we not run away from it, we run towards the problems. We run towards them. Why? Because we understand, and if you're taking notes, write this down, and I need at least 10 people in the comments to drop these words, okay? The more problems there are to solve, the more money we can potentially be paid. What? Think about that. Think about that. Right? The more problems there are, the more potential there is to be paid. Now, you're not going to be able to understand this if you have an employee mindset. You're not going to be able to understand this if you're like working, you know, flipping those burgers. Again, nothing wrong with being a barista or flipping burgers or whatever it is. Nothing wrong with any of that. But if you're not making the money that you desire to make, you need to become more valuable as a person. Like, educate yourself, learn new skills, like, go out there and try to solve different problems than the one you're solving, maybe bigger problems or maybe more expensive problems that you can actually help people with, right? Like, this is how it works, man. It's not like, oh my gosh, all these problems are coming. Let's run away. What are we going to do? The recession's going to get us. How are we going to ever make it? Like, that is a busted, broke mindset because you don't understand yet how God has actually set up the global economy. God set it up around the idea of more problems, more money. In fact, it's pretty funny. There's a phrase in the hip hop community that basically says, more money, more problems, right? But the reality is it's not more money, more problems. It's actually more problems, more money, right? People think like, oh man, the more money you have, the more problems you have. It's actually the opposite. Flip that on its head. The more problems you have, the more money you can make. That's how this works, man. This is the science behind making money. It's like, I'm not going to be scared of problems, okay? And the pandemic is just one example, right? But like, there's recession coming. Awesome. Like, as entrepreneurs, as men and women who understand the science behind making money, we are not subject to the global economy as far as like the liberal media and the mass media is putting out there, like trying to scare everybody. The way that we make money is by solving problems, is by bringing value. It's like my Jewish business billionaire friend said, we get obsessed with exchanging value, right? Like, there's a bunch of new problems in the market. How can I solve some of these so I can solve people's problems? They can tell me thank you with their dollars. Their life gets better, and then my life gets better. Guys, this is how it works. This is how it works, okay? The bigger the problem, the more potential we have to get paid. Check this out, okay? Let's say the problem, okay, let's say your problem is just this tiny little problem. Okay, if you can solve this problem, then guess what? It's going to equal a little bit of money, right? But let's say there's this huge problem. You know, so many people with that like busted, broke down mindset, I want to call it like the victim mentality, right? Oh, problems, they're all after me. Huh. Get a different mindset, man, because if you can solve the big problems, guess what? You are going to make big money. Like, which one would you rather do? Would you rather solve the little problems and make a little bit of money, or would you rather solve the big problems and make more money? The answer should be obvious, right? It should be obvious. The starting point to making money with your mind. Remember what I said at the beginning of the training today? All money begins in the mind. Why is that true? Because the starting point to making money with your mind is to find a problem to solve, okay? If you're not making the kind of money that you desire to make, it's because you're not solving a big enough problem, okay? And that's why I said, like, money is just a reflection of who you are. Your paycheck, think about this. Your paycheck is a reflection of the value that you bring to the world, okay? Are you guys getting this yet? Are you getting this yet, right? If you really have the desire to become rich, I'm gonna write this one down. If you're taking notes, write this one down, okay? Oops. If you desire to be rich, then you must obsess over enriching others. If you desire to be rich, then you must obsess over enriching others' lives, guys. This is how it works. Okay, you guys getting this so far? I'm gonna wrap with this idea. Check this out.
If you've made it this far into the training and you're enjoying it and you still haven't checked out my upcoming 5-day live virtual challenge, Create and Sell Digital Products, what is you doing? Check out this testimony right here of one of my current students. He took the information that I'm going to be sharing with you in the upcoming 5-day training to make $15,000 in one single week. Click the link down below, join as a VIP. We'll see you in the challenge. Now, back to the training.
I usually teach, many times I have a lot of teachings on this here on the channel. I teach a lot out of this scripture here, out of this passage, Deuteronomy 8:18, okay? It says this: remember the Lord. It is He who gives the power to, create wealth. Some versions say it's He who gives you the power to get wealth. Other versions say it's the power to create wealth. Here's what I need you to understand. When it comes to this verse, okay? When it comes to this verse, a lot of times people have this prayer, God, please give me more money. I need more money, God. I need more money. I want to submit an idea to you, okay? Here's what I've learned. One of the things I've learned about God and money, okay? I'm just going to write it right here. God does not give money. And I'm going to underline this. I know some people are going to disagree with me. God gave me money, like, someone gave me a big donation, or like, whatever it is. Like, here's the punchline. According to Deuteronomy 8:18, God does not give money. But here's what God does give, okay? God does not give money because, look at it here. It's not saying, remember the Lord. It is He who gives you money. It is He who gives you wealth. It doesn't say that. Here's what it says. It says, remember the Lord. It is He who gives you the power to create the wealth. Okay, God doesn't give you the money. God has actually given you, watch this, God has given you the ultimate and the limitless source to create wealth, which is creativity to solve other people's problems. God's not just going to poof $1,000 on you, or poof $100 on you, or poof $10,000 on you, or whatever it is. God's not going to do that. He said, guys, you're asking for the wrong thing. You're asking me for money, but I didn't say I'm going to give you money. I said I'm going to give you the power to create wealth, the power to create money. And here's the cool part. It is a limitless resource that he has given us to generate wealth. And what is that? It's the creativity to solve other people's problems. I submit to you that right now, even though you may not be making the amount of money that you desire to make, you right now, already have everything that you need to increase your income, to get the science behind making money working for you immediately, because you right now already have God-given creativity to solve problems for people. So guys, here's the punchline I need to leave you with, okay? Remember the Lord, it is he who gives you the power to create wealth. What is that power to create wealth? It's the power to creatively solve other people's problems, because the way that God has set up the world, the way that he set up the economy, is me and you, we're not here to chase money. We're not here to be burdened by the thought of I need money all day long. God set up the global economy, set up the universe around this. How can I become more valuable? How can I bring more value to the market? How can I solve more problems? And then again, like my Jewish friend said, how can I become obsessed with solving those problems for people so that I can begin to exchange value with them? Because when you do this, not only is your life made better, their life is made better. You solve the problem for them, their life is made better. They say thank you with their dollar signs, your life is made better. Guys, this is the science behind making money. Go and apply these principles. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see more financial education and literacy like this from me, Rick Pino with 𝐑𝐢𝐤𝐬. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next training.